Hello YouTube, my name's Chad Curtis. I'm going to be doing a review here of the Corsair Vengeance K70 Mechanical Gaming Keyboard. I'd like to start out by saying that this is my very first YouTube video, so try to bear with me if everything isn't the utmost quality. I'm working on getting a better camera setup and a better audio setup soon, so I can start doing this on a regular basis. But this is my first video, so just, try to bear with me on that, and I will improve the stuff that's wrong with this video. Okay, so let's just jump right into the review. This is a Cherry MX Red keyboard, so it uses the Cherry MX Red mechanical key switches. Has, your customizable backlighting. We'll get into that in a little while, and it comes with a couple of contoured keycaps, which being these right here, these WASD keys. We'll get into that very detailed here in a little while. Right now, I'm going to go over the price. This keyboard's about $149. As you can see, I bought it at Micro Center, which is one of the only places you can find mechanical keyboards where I live. If not the only place that has a good selection. It's a good store, though. You can get it a little cheaper online. Newegg, I believe, offers this keyboard for right around $129.99. You might be able to catch it on sale every now and then. So it is a premium price for this keyboard. Do I think it's worth it? Yes, I think it's worth it if you're the type of person who really loves using a computer. If you're a gamer who plays a lot of FPS games, it's probably going to be worth it. If you type a lot, it's going to be worth it because it feels very, very nice to type on. We're going to get into that more in a little bit too, but I would definitely say this keyboard's worth it for someone who uses a computer a lot, really for anything. I don't think it's just a gaming keyboard. I think that this could work for even an office setting, and I think it's worth it there too, but only if you use it a lot. If you only moderately use a computer, I would say probably maybe a cheaper mechanical keyboard, or even you might be okay with a cheap membrane keyboard, if you can find one that you kind of like the feel of a little bit, but if you use it a lot, again, definitely think it's worth it. So I'm going to do an unboxing of this keyboard real quick. Boom. It's unboxed. World's fastest unboxing. As you can see right now, I have a couple of these contoured keys on. We'll get to that in a second too. And again, it has the Cherry MX Red key switches. I get the feeling someone will yell at me in the comment section below if I don't use this. So you got your comes with a little key puller. Got that out of there. I don't know if that hurt it. So there you can see see if I can get this to focus. Come on. We'll get it at an angle so the light's on it. Yeah, it's pretty good. You can see the key switch. Where am I at? There's your key switch. Like I said, it is individually backlit. So, if we zoom in on that light. And it does give you a nice, bright, even backlit look to it. Great backlighting, individual. Each key has a backlight or a little light, LED light switch there. The look of this keyboard is a little different than what you'd see with a lot of mechanical keyboards. I'm gonna try to get this in perspective for you. Get lower here. As you can see, it kind of has this like raised key effect. The keys are above, the actual spot where they mount. There's not a something coming up to like right halfway up the key or anything. It's just the whole thing's exposed. And I think they did that mostly to make it easier to clean, and it definitely does help. I think it makes it a little easier to see some of the dirt and grime that may get on your keyboard, so it might annoy you a little more if you're like me and you're a little bit OCD about it, but it does make it easier to clean. I will give them that, and I think it looks kind of cool too. I like that raised look. I think it's pretty cool like that. What else to say about the design? This keyboard is this whole top section. If I can get a nice clean look at it, is there you go. That shows it good. Is a brushed aluminum, and it is a nice thick piece of aluminum. This isn't some thin, chintzy piece of aluminum. It is nice and thick. I flex tested this keyboard. There is no flex to this keyboard whatsoever that I can notice, and I flexed on it pretty hard. So the build quality of this keyboard is fantastic. This roller, everything feels very satisfying when you touch it. Nothing feels cheap or, like they cut any corners on this keyboard. You know, everything is very, very well put together. It has a nice soft touch plastic feel to this this wrist rest. Go ahead and flip the keyboard over. We will get to one of, basically, I would say probably my only, well, one of my only complaints. I think I'm going to set down like 2 overall complaints on this keyboard, and here comes one of them. Okay, so this keyboard has your rubber feet, you know, in each corner. So you get a rubber foot there, a rubber foot there, there, and there, and then you get them on the couple of them on here on your wrist rest. But a lot of people, including myself most of the time, like to flip up these, you know, your little feet. They flip up a lot. You would, in my opinion, I would expect beefier rubber feet, or beefier feet, and I would expect rubber coating on these feet. I've seen it with less expensive mechanical keyboards, and for the price of this keyboard, I would expect that on here. So I think the next generation, that's definitely something Corsair is going to want to look into. As you can see, I have very, very small hands, and those feet, that kind of puts it into perspective for you how, you know, or I put the keycap holder next to it, how small and really insignificant and chintzy those feet are. They have no rubber coating, nothing. So that's the only thing I see on this keyboard that I felt was, you know, kind of cheap. I just didn't like that. That white label is me, by the way. I'm a little bit OCD about things being labeled, but nevertheless, this video is not about me. Alright, flip this big boy back over. Okay. So yeah, like I said, it's built pretty well, or very well, other than that little rubber feet situation. Next thing I like to move on to is the features. This keyboard isn't necessarily, you know, ridiculously feature rich or anything. It has a pretty good amount of features. You know, they're just not, you know, nothing crazy like a huge macro thing like I believe the K90 has, which is more of the MMO version of this. But it's just a nice, simple feature set. You're gonna have your, you know, your adjustable backlight settings. You can have the different backlight modes, which I'm going to get into in a little bit. I'm going to shut the lights off for you. You know, it has your volume roller, which, like I said, feels very nice. You have your multimedia keys and a mute button. So it has your basic multimedia keyboard feature set, but nothing extravagant. So, like I said, just a nice basic set of features. You know, I'm happy with it. I don't need anything more than that. I don't need the MMO, the multimedia keys. I think I failed to mention earlier, this has a very nice braided cable as well. So, and has a USB pass-through with a BIOS switch. Sorry, my phone just went off. That's what that droid was. And that BIOS switch, by the way, is just for older motherboards and stuff. They may have a weird BIOS frequency. You may need to switch that around to get the keyboard to work in the BIOS. So that's actually quite a nice feature from Corsair. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shut the lights off right now. Just make it harder for you to see. This, like I said, it's not the best camera. What I'm going to do is go ahead and turn this up. Oop. Okay, as you can see, that is the highest backlight setting right there, and as you can see, it is very bright, very evenly backlit. Everything looks pretty nice. One gripe, the other gripe I had about this keyboard, like I said, I had two basically, was the backlighting on these symbols up here. And I don't know if this is something that a lot of keyboards see, but you can tell, especially on lower settings, camera really isn't picking it up. If you look very closely, and again, the camera's not picking it up very well, the backlighting on these number keys isn't even. It's really a lot brighter. See if I can find my little tool here. It's brighter up here toward the symbol. The symbol on the number key has a little bit more brightness than the number, and the reason for that is the location. As you can tell, I don't know if you can quite tell, it's kind of bright. That little white thingy above the switch is the light, so it's toward the top, and that's where the symbols are. So it kind of, you know, it just a little bit brighter on the symbols, but it's not a big deal. And the brightest setting, I don't really notice it too bad, but it is something to consider if you're maybe really picky about that kind of thing. You might want to, maybe try to find something that's not like that. I don't know. Not a huge deal to me, though. But yeah, I mean, other than that, very evenly backlit keys, very nice looking. Double backlit under the space bar, so it really keeps that even glow coming out from underneath that space bar. And after that, it really brings me to one final feature of the keyboard, which is I'll just keep that on the brightest setting. It has the 3 brightness settings, by the way. Is you can take this, you can put it in this mode. So as you can see, you got your WASD keys lit up, and your 1, 2, 3, yada yada. It actually doesn't come that way in particular. What you can do is hold this down. It's going to start flashing, as you can see. And what you can do is set, what keys you like lit up. So you push the E key and it lights up. So if you see, you can just light up individual keys, and then I don't like it like that. I have to set up a specific way. I have it set up really for me to play Battlefield 3 at this moment in time. Then you go ahead and hold this back down. It will stop flashing, and then you're all set. And you can use your keyboard like that. As you can see, it stops lighting up, and it's still adjustable in this mode. Your brightness is. So that's a really nice feature. I actually like that feature quite a bit. It kind of emphasizes when you're gaming, you can really see the keys that are lit up and not, and it helps me, find the my 1, 2, 3, 4 keys especially. So that's a nice feature. I do like that a lot. After that, what I'm going to go ahead and do is give you. I know that my audio quality is quite bad, so I am sorry about that. But I'm going to give you a. Just going to let you hear the sound of the keyboard. So I'll just open the sticky notes. I just don't want this to be typing crazy stuff and opening stuff. Who knows? But, okay. So here's the kind of a sound test of the actual keyboard. You feel you mash on them. The space bar, your backspace key, enter key, shift keys. Your long keys have a reasonably good feel. I noticed the space bar feels a little different than the other keys, but that's to be expected on any keyboard, no matter what the quality. It's always going to feel a little different. I can tell that it's at certain angles it is a tiny bit harder to press on the edges. Maybe not harder, but different. But it's very, very minuscule. I think they did a good job with this keyboard of keeping that even feel, the best they can. So, as good as what I can provide for you, there's the sound. I know that, it probably isn't going to be the best sound test. You really may want to look into finding a better sound test if you're super worried about it. And I would recommend trying this keyboard out before you buy it, because of the price and the fact that, you're going to want to obviously like the keyboard and not have to send it back if you don't like it. Overall, I would give this keyboard a rating of 9 out of 10. I'd say I'd deduct probably half a point, or maybe a little bit more for the rubber feet issue, like I showed you earlier, and the other half a point, I would say, is for that slightly unevenly lit, those slightly unevenly lit number keys. I'm going to deduct half a point. So it, brings it down to a 9 out of 10, which I guess is an A. So definitely a fantastic keyboard. I would recommend it to anyone who loves typing, or who types a lot, or who games a lot, or really enjoys using their computer, uses their computer a lot in general. I would recommend this keyboard. I don't think it has to be a gaming keyboard. I think when you turn this light off, it has a good look. It'd look good in an office environment. Personally, I believe it would. I don't think it's just a gaming keyboard, but I just think it's a good all-around keyboard. Like I said, I would recommend it. Like I said, my name's Chad Curtis. Bear with me if I'm not the greatest reviewer yet. This is my first YouTube video. I appreciate you watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. You'll help me out. I'll be able to make this channel better. I'll be able to get better equipment, make everything better for you guys, and make more reviews. That's really my ultimate goal. So thank you for watching again, and have a great day.